Sky News actually made a doc on the whites only community, 1.7 million views. All right, let's watch it.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
Over the last year and a half, high up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, leveling the land, building houses. They call it an intentional community based around shared ancestry, a long-winded way of saying something really quite simple.
I think we would generally be called far right, sure.
It's called Return to the Land, and they invited me in.
A lot of people are going to be white making Nazi references.
Right. Well, why wouldn't I?
A seemingly bucolic and sometimes surreal experience. But this is built on a radical modern premise, made possible because of a new political and technological moment. One with strong ties to the most active far-right groups in the US. Instead of taking to the streets, they are building their own, for generations to come.
It's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
But in this southern US state, people who have lived through segregation once fear it is returning.
Dude, it's so crazy to me that you could just get this experience with running water and sewage in any American exurb or suburb. But the mere prospect of having a black mailman is enough for these guys to literally escape to the mountains of Arkansas. That is so wild. This level of white segregation already pretty much exists as a consequence of redlining. And these guys are like, nah, there might be randomly someone with melanin that I might encounter. How sensitive are you? Jesus Christ.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful. And you don't know who to trust.
Its founder says he is building a fortress for the white race.
It's a racial association. I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
Arkansas, in the southern United States.
Welcome to Little Rock, where the local time is 4:27.
For the last few years, I've been exploring how an ethno-nationalist movement has been organizing online.
This guy,
a network that aims to define
this is the perfect journalist to send there. They're going to be like, oh, you're one of our own. Welcome.
Countries by ethnicity, but which links across borders. And this is the place that one group has chosen to put that into radical, real-world action.
You want a white nation? Build a white town. It can be done, and we're doing it.
Haven't white people been taught that no matter what they do, they will always be racist? I think that's why we are seeing things like this happen. Yeah, dude, totally. Yeah, white supremacy is direct response to people saying white people are racist across the board. You're totally right. Come on. As I already explained, there are plenty of places that already have running water and sewage that are this racist and this racially segregated. These guys are extra white supremacists. They are specifically trying to build a white supremacist enclave. Also, as a white person myself, I get told all the time that I am racially insensitive or I have blind spots. And I'm not just like any regular kind of white person. I am a white person that has spent the last 12 years of my professional media career criticizing white supremacy and educating people on white supremacy. And yet people still say that shit. I can't stand people that go, you've given me no choice but to become the racist you always suspected me of being.
It is an extreme view, but it draws on more familiar arguments. That mass immigration is out of control, that Western societies are in danger of losing their fundamental character as a result.
So one of the arguments here is that this isn't about persecution of an ethnic identity, but protection of an ethnic identity, and that identity happens to be white. So we're going here now up into these pretty remote woods to really put that to the test.
We are driving deep into the Ozark Mountains. The group's leaders are not from Arkansas, and they've chosen these remote parts for a reason. All the locals I spoke to knew only a little about the group, if anything.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's not my choice.
Yeah, but do you think they should have the freedom to do it?
That's what they want to do.
I think it's kind of a little fishy around here, but just be safe.
The leader of the group is called Eric All, and he's invited me to spend a few days with them.
Hey, Eric.
He insists what he is doing here is entirely legal, and that's key, because if it is, it could be a blueprint for many other communities to come.
Welcome to the Ozarks.
Thank you very much.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture. Yeah, not just white, but white American.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, I mean, it's free association. So we're not...
Wait, what do you mean it's free association? Okay, so a black person can freely associate with you? It's kind of the opposite of free association, don't you think? It's so funny. See, he's still trying to be woke while being a Nazi. There ain't no way this actually succeeds. There's just no shot.
not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out.
Well, I mean, you don't let everyone into your home.
160 acres taking shape, forest cleared, roads laid, cabins built. Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And I'm intrigued to find out what motivates people to give up their old lives for this.
We met here.
Oh, you met here? I guess he came here.
I met her on like day 3.
Oh my God, what a story. It beats Tinder, doesn't it? Like.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
David and Caitlin not only met here, they
It
got married.
beats Tinder, doesn't it? Is a brother, you are in a white supremacist enclave. This is a cult. That's crazy. What do you mean it beats Tinder?
Married last month. And they wouldn't be here without social media.
Somebody had posted a video of Eric.
Yeah.
I saw videos of them actually building stuff on
Oh my God, look at celery, carrot, the worst hamburger I've ever seen. Okay, it's over. Brother, you can't even make a good burger. Like, you can't even have a good grilling session. The f is the point, dude? You deserve to eat the shit burger for the rest of your goddamn life in your bum white supremacist inbred enclave, dude. God damn. Imagine being so racist you moved to the mountains of Arkansas, bro. Holy shit. Destined for a lifetime of eating the worst food of all time. They're doing the Florida Project to themselves. I'll allow it.
land. I was like, oh man, I gotta come check this out.
And I figure if there's nothing else like this in the country, like it should at least exist.
Yeah.
Like, do people really think that we should never be able to choose our neighbors?
It wouldn't be controversial for any other racial group to do the same thing.
I think it'd be quite controversial.
Well, if you don't have rules.
Yeah, like this guy's gonna be like, oh, well, what about Chinatown? It's like, first of all, any sort of enclave of that sort was created as a matter of protection because there was also real harm being done. No such comparison exists with white people in a country like the United States of America, a white nation, okay? A nation founded through genocide of the indigenous population by white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And even then, you can move to Chinatown as a non-Chinese. Little Italy exists, and you can move there as a non-Italian. The difference, of course, is that not only are white people, or at least like people of European white heritage, are not being attacked or systematically eviscerated or harmed or bullied on the virtues of whiteness in a country like the United States of America, but also you have designed this little enclave specifically on the basis of exclusion, deliberate exclusion.
Against it, then, you know, anyone of any race can come and be your neighbor, and they're watching the news, which is telling you that white people are, you know, the cause of all your problems and all the ills of society, and suddenly, you know, your children are much less safe because there's a lot of violence, anti-white violence happening to white people and white children.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is mental illness. Oh, what are you saying, bro? This is like the incel school shooter that becomes an incel school shooter because they heard someone say all men are trash. Oh, stuff like this makes me think we really do need to regulate the internet better, I think. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. But like, goddamn, dude, we're just not responsible enough. We're not educated enough to be able to handle free flow of information, and specifically misinformation. He said white people are actually under attack, dude. Lobotomy, brother, the internet gave this guy a lobotomy already.
Specifically motivated by racism against white people. What sort of things the heavens are about to...
Yeah.
I'd like to continue talking, but the rain starts and it comes down hard. The residents shelter in their cabins and night falls. The next morning. This is how the average weekend works at Return to the Land, or RTTL, what they call a work party, made up of residents, but also new recruits who have come to check out the project. It is hot, hard work. To join RTTL, you have to sign up to the Private Members Association, or PMA. And there are strict criteria for membership, as Scott Thomas, a board member and one of the founding fathers here, explains.
You have to be a PMA member to live here.
Yeah.
So you have to be someone of...
White man never see a piece of land that didn't need a fence, even in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, who's coming over, man? Who are you fencing out?
European heritage.
The group's logo, based on a Nordic rune, draws on that heritage. It is the PMA that the group believes makes this all legal. Once members have been vetted on ethnicity and other grounds, they can buy shares in the Limited Liability Company, or LLC.
That's got it.
Those
This is a
shares
scam. Okay, this is 100p a scam.
translate to acres of land that they can build on. Peter Seri is the brains behind the legal side of things.
Civil Rights Act is there for a reason, and this is a way around it.
Yeah,
Do you think it'll survive contact with the legal system, the courts, if it came to that?
hopefully.
Do you think it's racist or not? Do you reject that term? Do you embrace it?
I don't know about that term. I mean, people use it in a lot of different ways. I'm sure there's a lot of people on the internet who would call me racist. I don't really know or care whether that term applies to me or not. Maybe.
Scott, what do you think?
Oh, wow. You know, he's not automatically claiming he's not racist, you know? Yeah, we know, brother. We get it.
Yeah, I almost don't know what racist means anymore. Like it's... You call it racist.
There's a prejudice towards someone who's from a different ethnicity.
Well, actually, the modern definition of racism, according to critical race theory, all white people are racist automatically.
I don't know about all white people, but all white people at this commune definitely are racist because it's a whites only, white supremacist enclave led by a guy who won't even say, I don't know about racism. I mean, maybe I'm a racist. Who knows? Why are people so upset about a bunch of folks LARPing in the forest? I mean, I'm not even upset. But I can't even make fun of them without someone putting words in my goddamn mouth. I mean, it's just a congregation of open neo-Nazis. You know what I mean? They're not just like Boy Scouts. They're also organizing around white supremacy. Let's be real.
A lot of this is reaction to left-wing identity politics, critical race theory, and movements like Black Lives Matter. And fundamentally, this is identity politics, but white identity politics. And what they're building here is...
Isn't this just racist Amish? Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. No, they're trying to do Amish shit, but they have no technical skills. Like, they have no skills in home building and shit like that. The Amish can build a mean home, you know what I mean? But yeah, they're basically the racist version of that. Actually, I don't know how racist the Amish are. The Amish are racist too, yeah. These guys are racist Amish without learning how to churn the butter. Also, I'm seeing a far larger number of men than women here, for the record.
It's a safe space for people of European ancestry.
It's exclusionary, it's sort of an attempt at segregation. Is that fair?
Probably.
While the men labour at the roadside, the women of Return to the Land are at work too, looking after the 6 children who live and are homeschooled here full-time.
Oh no.
And they're preparing food for the weekly community
6 victims.
dinner. The theme tonight, colonial.
I don't know, dinner's really important. I like feeding people, so I didn't want to put this off any longer than I already had.
Back in the day,
Ain't no way. Come on. No spices for real? Come on.
first got
Spice
the
them
land
bad
here,
boys.
there
Please.
were only about 5 guys.
Oh my God. It's real. It's not even a joke. She's just not putting no spices on that.
I was living 40 minutes from here, and Jennifer was the first, family to be on the road full time. So we started community dinners back then, and it would be pretty relaxed because there weren't many people. But it is nice. It's slowly growing. So
They've come here to live for a variety of reasons, but their dedication to the mission is absolute.
My name's Nikki, N-I-K-I, I'm 32.
Cool.
I'm a lady.
My name's Allison, A-L-I-S-O-N, I'm 29.
Right.
And Caitlin, C-A-I-T-L-I-N, I'm 31.
I think people just have a large misunderstanding of what's happening here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the biggest
No, I think people totally understand what's going on. What do you mean?
misunderstanding?
Well, that we hate everyone else.
She's going to be like, well, we do put spices in our food. I mean, I use salt and pepper, for example.
Yeah,
it's not about that by any means.
It's a loving movement.
I mean, on that aspect of it being loving, I suppose the counter argument would be it could be a very loving community.
I don't understand. Like, why are they trying to wokeify white supremacy? I mean, you are wearing it on your chest. You got a Nordic rune that says whites only on every tree. What do you mean? No, it's a misunderstanding. We're actually woke. It's just funny because, like, I keep reiterating this, but it's Arkansas. It's like a sundown state for the most part. So the very fact that you were like, no, because there might be like some brown people around that you basically decided to self-exile to the mountainside is you're extra racist. Like, how is that possible? How is that possible? It doesn't make sense that you would just still be like, no, I'm actually not. We love everybody. Yeah, because they think leftist woke is making America fail. They're a white woke. Okay.
If you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do. And I think that's great for them. If other people are allowed to do it, I don't really see why whites aren't allowed to do it. It doesn't make any sense.
But the goal is to have lots of these communities, and for it maybe not to be rural, for there to be cities on the same basis, right?
Yeah, that would be neat. I look forward to seeing how this movement grows over time.
There are other ways to increase numbers. Nikki, Caitlin and Allison all met their partners at the community. And RTTL is explicit about this. It has an online fundraiser to give cash rewards to parents of newborns as a means to incentivize population growth. Just before we arrived, they had donated $1,000 to a family for having their 6th child.
Is that part of the mission as well, to sort of have big families, to make the community bigger? Is there a sort of pressure there?
I don't think so.
I don't feel...
My best friend's a comms director for an Arkansas House rep. He said that place is in Crawford's district and we make fun of him for it. Even the racist Arkansas reps are making fun of these guys. Making fun of the reps for having these dudes in their district. That's awesome. They're like, we're the regular kind of racist, not whatever these guys are on. Is this going to be a Netflix documentary after they have their first commune shooter scenario? Oh, you mean a school shooting, a homeschool shooting. This is just white Zionism. This holler was promised to them 300 years ago.
Particularly myself, I don't feel any pressure to like have a big family. I think there's a kind of expectation here that you do want to, as part of helping grow this thing, that you're going to have kids.
There's not a lot to show around here. I basically just have the whole pasture area.
Peter is unattached. This is his homestead. He's been on a journey. He told me he used to be a liberal, a hippie even.
The knife is a tool. It has to be very sharp in order to cut properly.
He founded a commune in Ecuador.
Oh, that makes sense as to why he was he was at least educated enough to get a law degree. Of course. He was a liberal and he went to college and he got a law degree, and then he did this like freak ass hippie commune shit already, and then somewhere along the road he just snapped.
An intentional community based not on ethnicity but veganism.
I can't begin to explain to you how this guy's vibes are, which I think is something you can all see, right?
Yeah. He's also immersed in internet culture, someone who delights in provoking reactions, a troll. On the group chat on the messaging app Telegram, he's posted the numbers 1488. The 14 refers to the 14.
Oh shit, dude, I couldn't figure out that this guy was a Nazi, but now that I've seen the 1488, I'm convinced. Yeah, he built a whites-only commune, man.
In words, a white supremacist slogan. And H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. So 88 means HH, which means Heil Hitler.
Because you've put that in the Telegram, for instance. What does that mean when you place that in Telegram 1488?
Well, I use it as kind of like a funny comment throwback.
As part of that Nazi discussion, another frequent topic on the online chat is the Holocaust. Usually minimized, sometimes even mocked.
But the Holocaust, stands as a unique crime in the history of
Well, that's your
humanity,
opinion.
really.
I think the Holodomor was much worse than the Holocaust. That's my opinion. I mean, we're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah.
Wow, another double genocide liberal. You see why the double genocide theory oftentimes is advanced by Nazis? You just saw it in action. There's a whole ass Holocaust denying Nazi. Look at his little dumbass smirk.
Yeah, we can say they're both bad. The Holocaust was bad.
But do you know anything about the Holodomor?
Yeah, in Ukraine, the famine, I know a little bit about it, and I know it was awful too, and it was deliberate, but we can also agree the Holocaust is bad.
Well, we don't have to say that one was objectively worse than the other.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what is the Holocaust?
Wait, you said it. You said one was objectively worse than the other. Why are you getting back on that? You just said that, the USSR was worse than the Nazis.
A bad thing.
So basically all I'm saying is that I don't really see it as concerning that people are talking about Hitler when it's acceptable, it's publicly, socially acceptable in the United States for leftists to support Chairman Mao.
It's quite difficult to agree on even the very bare minimum here.
Wait, first of all, Holodomor and Chairman Mao? Really? Mao Zedong did Holodomor? Is that what the argument is?
It's just interesting, sort of, when we're coming to talking about the Holocaust, it's always about something else. And, I think most people would agree the Holocaust was a bad thing.
Right.
But you're not willing to agree with that.
What, do you want to talk about the whole? I mean, it
fine.
seems like an interesting subject, but
it is an interesting subject. I also think that was a bad thing, but I think the Holocaust was a bad thing too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, are you asking me a question?
I'm asking you, do you think the Holocaust was bad?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Holocaust was bad.
RTTL is based on exclusion, but that also means building community for those allowed inside. This isn't just for our camera's benefit, to present a veneer of clean, healthy living. It's central to the project. Like many far-right movements before them, RTTL's mission is to show that by excluding others, they can live purer, more natural lives. As they put it on their website, to cultivate wholesomeness, beauty, health, and hope. Let's talk about hope. As much as RTTL might like, they do not exist in a separate world. Pocahontas is the nearest town to the settlement. And hope means something different for Pat Johnson.
I'm Tom.
I'm Pat.
Oh, you're Pat. Lovely to meet you, Pat. How are you?
We met her before we went up into the hills.
It was about 25 students that attended school here.
The whole time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really tiny. There you are.
Yes.
Second from bottom. How old are you in that photo?
I don't know. I think probably about 12 or 13.
This is the school she attended in the 1950s, a school for black children only, because she was not allowed to be educated with white people. Unlike the members of Return to the Land, she is Arkansas born and bred. For the first 15 years of her life,
she lived under segregation.
We could not go to school together. We couldn't eat together. We couldn't do everyday things together. Each day that you leave your home, you were under rejection.
And Pat had hoped those days had gone.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful, and you don't know who to trust.
When I explain what Return to the Land is doing, just half an hour's drive away, she's not so sure. And in her eyes, there's one main reason for that.
And I feel like that's the change of, and I'm just going to say, I think it's the change of our presidency. That's what I'm going to say, because I feel like that's where the change is. It's allowing people to have the right to be open for hatred.
That may be a feeling, but it is also backed by the data. These are all the white supremacist incidents, demonstrations, leafleting, recruitment drives, meetups over the last 4 years in the US, tracked by ACLED, an organisation that monitors violent conflict and protest. There has been a dramatic increase over that period. It has become a background thrum of nationalist activity. Patriot Front is the most active white nationalist organisation in the US right now, according to ACLED. Its leader is Thomas Rousseau.
Foreign races have never successfully assimilated en masse into American culture.
You're not even a human. You're a hobbit. Foreign races. How about foreign species, brother? Oh my God. Go back to the Shire, bitch. Oh, I can't go on, Frodo, looking ass. Bro, what the hell? Oh my God. Bro is finger painting size. That's crazy. He looks like he's too small to use a pencil.
Culture and nationality.
And the group has tight links to Return to the Land. Eric and Thomas speak on each other's podcasts and have fast-track membership for both organisations.
Comfy? Feels good?
Yeah. It's about time we spoke to Eric.
Less than 50% of children born today in the US are white. I'm white, my kids are white. There is something to your background that informs who you are, your sense of identity. And we don't want that sense of identity being taken away from us involuntarily. So we're taking control.
How could that possibly be taken away from you involuntarily? Like what? The elusive Latina? Is that what's going to happen? Like they're just going to trick you? Whiteness is a socio-political construct designed around purity and its proximity to blackness. There can't be like a white genocide through miscegenation. It's not a real genocide. It's just people behaving as normal people do and just not being as racist as you. When he says like, oh, we can't have the whiteness go away, it's like, how is that going to happen without enforcement? The only reason why there was some semblance of racial purity for a very long time is because of the exclusivity and the rules against miscegenation. It's such a funny concept because they made it up, right? Like whiteness is something that they made up and they designed it around purity. So when people don't want to believe this idiotic notion, now this made up concept is going away. It's like, yeah, it's going away because you've made it up to begin with. What's the problem? They're worried that white people and black people or white people and brown people are hooking up. That's it. That's what their gripe is. Because that's what this means.
Of that situation and creating an environment where my kids can celebrate their identity and not have it, threatened from outside, I guess.
But why is that threatening you? Why is that an issue that you've had to address? There will always be white people.
I'm feeling a little nervous now in the interview. We are forced to accept people into our neighborhoods, into our businesses, and into our lives who won't share our background, who won't share many of our cultural priors, even moral priors. We don't have a rule stating, if you have X amount of non-European ancestry, you're definitely out. In many cases, yeah, that would disqualify someone.
Were I to apply to the PMA and my views were different, I'd probably be allowed in. Do you think that's likely? I know it's a case-by-case basis, but just off the top of your head.
Yeah, possibly we would accept you in the PMA.
I don't understand white American culture, but you'd rather have me in that case. I just wonder, though, whether some people watching this, having heard all this intellectualizing, this rhetoric, would say, fine, but actually at heart, this is just, it is just prejudice, it is just bigotry, it is just lowest common denominator racism dressed up in these arguments.
And I would just question the moral frame. Why is it wrong to identify with your own people, want an integrated culture where you can be yourself?
Just to boil it down to what for you is the definition of racism?
Dude, small being white supremacy is so crazy. Total cultural victory for the woke, I guess. That you got straight up Klansmen being like, oh, little old me, excuse me. I mean, this is a place for preservation. Dude, you can go anywhere in America and there are places that are just as racist,
When I was a kid, I suppose I interpreted racism to be judging someone solely on the basis of their race. And is that a good or bad thing? I think this basic moral consensus treats it as automatically a bad thing without a lot of reflection.
Oh, he's saying like, I hate the moral consensus around racism being automatically disqualifying. Wow, I'm glad you learned better that racism sometimes good.
This is my last day here, and before I go, I want to speak to John. Not a leader like Eric or Pete or Scott, but an acolyte, a young one and newly arrived. He's only been here a month.
So I'm trying to knock off some of this more good topsoil, give it some more...
We'd seen him when we first came up. He guided us in on his bicycle.
It's just you have a community where you feel like you belong here. You have people you can talk to, and I can't explain it. It's too beautiful. It's nice.
He'd been working on Scott's new house over the weekend. In return for his labour, he gets cheap rent. John dropped out of college, and he's worked jobs all over the United States.
Oh,
he's 26, younger than the leaders who are all in their 30s. If they are the recruiters, he is the perfect recruit. And for John, the primary motivation was...
Oh, brother, his ass dropped out of college because of anti-white racism.
Financial.
To me, it's economical. It's an economic decision, right? And, everything
also,
else.
he's doing serfdom. They're doing racialized serfdom. Dude, white people love capitalism, bro. I swear to God. They're doing white slavery. Respect. Oh, I'm sorry. When the Ottomans were doing it, everybody was mad. All of a sudden, when other white people in America are doing it to other white people, boom, then it's fine. Is that what we're doing here? Everybody hated the Dev Shirma program when the Ottomans were doing it. They were real pissed off. How dare you? How dare you enslave the whites of the Balkans and elevate them to the highest rungs of Ottoman society? How dare you do such a thing? Meanwhile, this guy is literally just a straight up serf. Yeah, he still pays rent too. It's even funnier.
It just kind of falls in line.
Yeah.
But the main thing to me is cheap land. Everything else is a bonus.
You've got 2 levels here.
Yep, got a loft up top, and this is the main area.
It's a living area down here, so it's quite comfy, right?
It is quite comfy. As for excluding people, I don't see it that way. We're trying to embrace our culture.
Bro, we can't even escape landlords by moving to racist ass bumfuck nowhere. Yeah, that's the craziest thing, dude. Being relegated to permanent renter status and as a serf in 160 acres of untabbed land is wild. Like, at no point did you realize, like, hey, let me build my own house in one of these plots. You're supposed to be a serf in racist land. That's awesome. You are such a loser, dude. You are so stupid. Like, you could have done this in every other formation. The whole point is that you're supposed to not be a peasant here, right? You're supposed to be a king in your own plot of land. Nope. Yeah, sidekick in your own dream type shit. Exactly.
And our heritage. It's been denigrated, if you ask me. We've turned into a melting pot of a country for a long time now.
There is one last thing before I go. A concert put on in honor of our visit.
This first piece that Peter and I are performing, it's called The Virginia Colonies by Fred Cooper. The English governor returned to take his place.
Eric himself takes the
Stop. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Oh no. Oh, that's so bad. That is, oh brother. It's like, it's designed like a meme. Ass food, terrible music, no joy in your life. You're literally a peasant. That guy is going to shoot up the rest of the colony, I think.
This is a Baroque flute, also known as the German flute or the penny whistle. It was a very popular instrument in colonial America.
It's not easy to look tough with a flute, even if it's German. But the audience is rapt.
Would America be better as a white nation state?
Better in what sense?
Would you prefer, completely blank slate, America is just an ethnically white country?
I would probably feel more comfortable there because I'm white, and that's the way that this country was when my ancestors came here.
You also talk about Hitler in your videos a couple of times when you've talked about people who are waiting around for a new Hitler to come. Mm-hmm. And you said he's not going to show up. You have to do the work for that Hitler to arrive.
Hitler is a very controversial historical figure. I think the mainstream view is one-sided. It's informed by World War II propaganda, but also the contrary position that Hitler did nothing wrong that many people online say, that's also a one-sided view. I think all historical figures are complex.
What's this guy's issue with Hitler? That he didn't kill enough? Is that what it is? Is that what he's going to say? He's like, people are wrong, actually. Hitler was too woke. This man is a Hitler centrist.
Dimensional, but when I say you're gonna have to wait for that new Hitler to arise, I'm not saying you're gonna have to wait for a new person to start a new Holocaust. I'm saying you're gonna have to wait for a charismatic leader who's going to advocate for your interests, because that's how a lot of people see Hitler. I'm addressing how they think of Hitler, not my own view.
There are other PMAs, other bits of land that are going ahead.
Yeah, there are two other groups, actually three, organizing, one in Appalachia.
This is what Twitter Maoists think is the average American. They're not wrong.
One in the Pacific Northwest, and then another one here in Arkansas.
So this is the growing movement?
Right now it's growing very quickly. Yeah, we have applicants every week. I would like to see more communities so that people in all parts of the U.S. have this as an option if they want it. I would also like to see us network and branch out.
I always describe Hitler as charismatic first, then I stop. Yeah, that was the most important quality. I mean, what is the redeeming quality of Adolf Hitler in this guy's mind, I wonder? The guy who's running the whites-only enclave. What could he be saying? He didn't like Hitler because Hitler was 5'7"? I mean, half of these dudes are 5'7". He's like, no, Hitler killed Hitler. That wasn't good. That wasn't a good move.
Nationally, to a greater extent.
Is there anything you want to talk about that I haven't asked about?
I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah. And that's not, for me, it is morally objectionable. I think the way we've talked about it is, I don't think it is like a country club. That's the difference. I don't think this is sort of free association. I think you are depriving people of a fundamental right to housing. That's how I see this issue. And I think the reason I'm asking those questions about where it goes from here, I think that is a thought experiment, but I think if you replicated it
He's like, oh, I don't like this. When I saw your bald ass head, I thought, oh, fellow traveler. Now I'm starting to notice that maybe you weren't a skinhead.
Which I think I would be unhappy with how that looked if it were in my country and if I were on the receiving end of it.
You think intentional communities shouldn't be able to associate how they like?
Not on the basis of race. And the Arkansas State Attorney General told us, "This is the first I've heard of these allegations. Racial discrimination has no place in Arkansas or any..."
That's a funny thing for the Arkansas Attorney General to say, dog. Come on. First time I've heard of it. Wait a minute. They built another racialized whites only enclave in Arkansas? That's crazy.
Anywhere in a free society. These allegations raise all sorts of legal issues, including constitutional concerns. My office is reviewing the matter. This is how members of Return to the Land often spend their evenings, around the campfire. It's not especially kumbaya when it's about keeping other races out.
Giving like splice this into the shots for interviews. When somebody says something like a little bit like racist, just like
spicy.
switch to the gasoline blowing up on the fire.
The bulldozer isn't just a novel way to build a fire. It's also a reminder that this group's ambitions extend far beyond cozy get-togethers in the hills.
I think Scott's bringing more wood over. Yeah, we might want that for a second.
The conditions and materials for that to happen, the politics and the technology, have been on hand for some time now. And once set alight, who knows how fiercely it will burn and who the flames will touch.
Here's the Attorney General Griffin declining to make Ethics Commission pick, citing unconstitutionality of the statute. I took an oath to uphold both the Arkansas and United States constitutions, which promise equality under the law regardless of race. Why is he saying that? Because he has to appoint a new member to the commission that he's refusing to do because the Arkansas Code annotated requires me to ensure that at least one member of a minority race serves on the commission. This requirement is racial discrimination, which is both wrong and unconstitutional. That's awesome.